Alright, I think we're going live today. We're going to jump into a little bit of Skyrim. Uh, it's been a while since I've sat down with it. I think, I can't really say that. It was only about a month ago. It's actually one of the most well-constructed games that I've ever seen. So I'm quite impressed with it so far. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it as well. What we're going to do is basically walk through starting from just basic character creation. So I'm actually going to just focus on the most basic stuff. Eventually I'll lead everybody up into some of the more hardcore aspects of Skyrim, how to make the most money, craft the best weapons and armor, depending on what kind of character we pick. Usually I stick with my warrior mages or archer mages and, just kind of distance attacks and stuff. For the first parts of Skyrim, generally you're going to end up spending a lot of time running away from things. So, now I'm just going to go ahead and start a new campaign. This may take a little bit, and I also have to do a bit of key mapping. Now, one of the interesting parts is, crates. Okay, so now I've got some mods loaded. It's mostly just adding magic and stuff like that. There's no like OP stuff but downloaded. So I'm just gonna go ahead like that. Also, a lot of people probably didn't know it, but even though Steam says that the PS4 controller is not compatible with Skyrim, I actually just plugged it in my computer and turns out it works great. And actually the button mapping is way better than using the Steam overlay. So I do recommend just turning it off when you guys are playing Skyrim, and that way you can map your own keys on your controller. It's going to be a few minutes. We got to do the whole walkthrough session here. I'll probably end up turning down the music at some point. I don't know, if I hit escape, it's probably going to skip all this. So, but at the same time, it might be worth it. So most of you are going to have to play through this section of the game. Well, you have to play through this section of the game. For anyone that hasn't played it before, this is a great big intro. The characters all introducing themselves and stuff. You know what, we'll sit through it just for fun. Hopefully the characters will basically explain themselves as we go. A lot of people didn't like the fighting system in Skyrim. I actually quite enjoy it. I find it a more relaxing game than most, right? I get to get my fill of looting.
You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush.
I'm pretty sure I was awake the whole time.
And that thief over there.
Damn you Stormcloaks. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, they could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there, you and me, we shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants.
I really appreciate all the character design they put into this game. I mean, for an older game, it's really, really crisp.
What's wrong with him, huh?
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true
So he's
High
lost his
King.
tongue.
Ulfric, the Jarl of Windhelm? You're the leader of the rebellion. But if they captured you...
So right now I got my settings way too high as well.
Where are they taking us?
Yeah, I don't have any access to menus just yet, so we have to kind of wait through this whole walkthrough first. A lot of the Bethesda games have this kind of styling to them, where they'll actually take you through different parts of the story and stuff before your character starts to really introduce themselves. Fallout is one of the first ones that comes to mind. Vegas again being one of my top games list.
Rorikstead. I'm from Rorikstead.
General Talia, sir. The
Playing
headsman is
Fallout
waiting.
games and Bethesda titles for quite some time, probably since, I don't know, 89, I guess, when I first would have been
help me.
delving into some of their territory. None of the older titles come to mind.
General Tullius, the military governor. And it looks like the Dalmor are with him. Damn elves.
One of the hard parts of this game, I think, is that you have to really immerse yourself in the stories. So if you ignore the stories, you're actually going to ignore a lot of clues directly involved in the game.
Elod is still making that mead with juniper berries mixed in. Funny. When I was a boy, the Imperial walls and towers used to make me feel so safe.
Where are they going?
We need to go inside with the car.
Why? I want to watch the soldiers.
The character animations are super tight considering. I really like the textures and the clothing and stuff like that. They say they don't do updates, but every once in a while I feel like they might have snuck one or two in there.
Why do you think? End of the line.
Uh-oh.
Let's go.
Now, we're going to talk about a
Shouldn't
few
keep the
strategies
gods
and stuff to
waiting
make
for us.
playability a lot better. There are definitely some parts in the game where you wouldn't want to have to
Face your
re-experience it a
death with
whole
some
bunch of
courage.
times, so
You've
I'm
got
going
to
to
tell them
prompt
we
the
worked with you. This is a
quick
mistake.
save action
Step
quite a
towards
bit.
the block when we call your name. One at a time.
Empire loves their damn lists.
Ulfric Stormcloak, Jarl of Windhelm.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
Ralof
So-
of Riverwood.
Shit's about to go down. We're going to keep an eye on folks here, kind of
No
make sure
care
everybody's
of
doing what they're supposed to do.
No, I'm not a rebel. You can't do this.
Uh-oh. I think this guy's having a fit.
You're not gonna kill me.
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait. You there. Step forward. Who are you?
So, this is the character creation menu. It's pretty much the only shot you got. Actually, that's not true. So later in the game, you run into some characters that allow you to change the characteristics for a nominal fee. So you're better off kind of just taking some time and picking your guys carefully and stuff when you start. It really does depend on your style of play. So if you happen to like, with these guys here, the ability to breathe underwater could be quite handy. There's all kinds of lots of underwater objects and channels and stuff that you want to get through to get hidden loot. Breton's a pretty good balance, I find, because of their resistance to magic. They actually make really good mages, right? So if you're getting yourself in a mage battle, or if you like your destruction spells, there's some very interesting quests that can lead you along on your quest for power. I've done 3 mages now, so I'm actually going to leave the mage character alone. Dark Elf, I haven't really tried out too much yet, so resistance to fire extremely beneficial when you're fighting dragons, of course. Majority of dragons being fire breathing, although we've seen quite a few different kinds as well. High Elves, what do we got here? Arcane Arts, so another magic user. Again, I'm just not in the mood for it. Imperial is obviously good fighters, and a special skill that I haven't tried yet, Voice of the Emperor, right? So just your basic combat, and magic skills. So again, I'm not really keen on magic this time. I'm actually thinking I might just go straight fighter. We're going to talk about essential skill sets. They're kind of requirements that you have to be able to progress really efficiently through the game. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself struggling quite a bit. Khajiit. If you want to be a thief, I'm currently playing through one version right now where I am attempting to dominate the Thieves Guild as we speak. These guys are quite adept. They're also a lot skillful at busting through those tricky points in the mountains and stuff where you just have troubles navigating. These guys jump a little higher and get you a little bit further when you don't want to take the path. Nords, great craftsmen. These guys also very, very good warriors, and resistance to the cold. So when you're wandering up in the mountains, if you like to play on survival mode, which I don't, I'm not going to be doing that, then these guys would have been your optimum choice. Orcs, raw power, berserker mode, heavy armor, all that good stuff. Since I do plan to be a warrior, to be fair, I've never ever tried this class. Never the heavy. I think I'm going to be the heavy this time. We're going to check it out. Red Guards, another fighter, natural resistance to poison. There's a lot of caves, a lot of arrows that are poisonous, so pretty handy. And a fancy one called Adrenaline Rush. Now, I'm not 100%. So we got our warrior from the Tamriel. We got our orcs here from the Dragontail Mountains, and we're on the fence. Wood Elves, again, very good for archery. Thieves and hiking, and pretty decent magic control for most of them. Resistance to poison and disease is also very handy. But, like I said, since I've been most of the other classes quite a bit, and haven't really focused on a warrior class, I think I'm going to pick one of these two. So we're going to pick from the Orc and the Red Guard. Orc, Red Guard. Orcs are super slow. It's not a very balanced character. If you're really into smashing stuff, this would be the way to go. I do like smithing, and honestly, I highly recommend that as a skill set. It's one of the fastest and easiest ways to make money. Plus, majority of the stuff that you sell, you're finding and improving, and not so much just running around crafting. Although I have a very specific method of making tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars inside of Skyrim. So I'm going to show you some of those methods. So I'm debating now. I think I might try the orc. This is be the first time, although I feel like the red guard would be a little bit more maneuverable. Resistance to poison. Craftsman. He is a smith by nature. Okay, well, you know what? Just for fun, let's be the orc. It's been a long time, and I've never actually played an orc as a character, so let's give her a shot. Heading over to our okay, hold on. Sorry, I haven't got the buttons mapped yet, so I would prefer to use my keyboard control, but it seems to be sticking. Tab. Okay. What I can do, I can do this. Right trigger. Ah, that's what I'm doing wrong. Never mind. Okay, so we could be a female orc or a male orc. We're gonna stick with the male character just for fun. We got a bunch of presets here. This guy's looking pretty raw. I think I like this guy. I'm not gonna mess around too much with all this stuff. You guys can have fun with your own character, kind of picking your design and all that good stuff. I kind of like his weight right now. Yeah, not gonna change much all about him, but they do give you pretty much full customization ability, so you can drag your character in any which way, shape, or form. I'm actually pretty happy with the outcome right now, so I'm just gonna keep this bro right like he is, and we're gonna call him the dude. All right. We're not going to call him the dude. I don't know what we're going to call him yet. We'll call him Grog. Grogoro. No, it's kind of dumb. Thorgo? I don't know what's with me and the G's. What do I need these G's? G's. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm really terrible at naming things. Okay, Gregoro. Yeah, it's gonna be Gregoro. I've decided. I'm changing my mind.
You from one of the strongholds, Orc. How did you end up here? Captain,
Now,
what should we do?
like I said, the
He's not on the
storyline
list.
kind of drags itself
Forget the
out,
list.
so
He goes to the
some
block.
spots you just gotta kind of walk
By
through.
orders, Captain.
I do suggest being
sorry.
pretty quick on the
We'll make sure your
autosave.
men
We'll show you that in a sec.
Follow the captain, prisoner.
This doesn't sound good. Yeah, so we're still in a walkthrough. I'm trying to wait for it.
Ulfric Stormcloak. Some here in Helgen call you a hero, but a hero doesn't use a power like the voice to murder his king and usurp his throne. You started this war, plunged Skyrim into chaos.
I really
And now
like that
the
they took so
Empire
much
is going
time with
to
the
put
lip
you
animations.
down and restore the peace.
What was that?
That was interesting.
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius,
Wait
blessings of
a
the eight
minute.
divines upon you.
For the love
I
of
recognize
Talos,
her.
shut up
Salt
and let's
earth
get this
of
over.
Nirn.
Oh, Mr. Eager Beaver over here.
Wish?
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors
And I
are
have a feeling
smiling
this
at me,
guy's about to
Imperials.
meet his demise.
You say the same.
Oh, beast. Yes, look at all that blood splatter.
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
Death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the orc.
What?
Here it is again.
I mean,
Did you hear
couldn't we
that?
stop because of that?
I said next prisoner.
But there's
To the
already a
block,
body
prisoner.
here.
Nice and easy.
Hey, I mean, Do you have to push? Like, they got the head in the basket. That's phenomenal. They did a really great job.
What in oblivion is that?
Sentries. What do you see?
It's in the clouds.
Now, fighting dragons is intimidating. And it's quite difficult when you first start the game. So keep your distance for the most part. I picked a berserker character, so I'm going to have to get close.
Guards, if you want people to sit. Hey, look up.
As far as the games goes, my hands are still tied, so I have to basically just find somebody to move around with them. Alright, bro, let's go. Let's go to the party. Rocks everywhere.
Jarl, what is that thing? Could the legends be true?
Legends don't burn down villages.
Yeah.
We need to move now.
Then get up,
Up
let
to
me.
the tower. Let's go.
Alright, we'll see you in the morning. Okay, I will, bub. Alright, following this guy up the stairs here. I'll just pull the door behind you, bub.
This
Night, night,
way,
kiddo.
friend.
Oh, shit. Dragons everywhere. Night, night. Alright, we're heading up. We're heading up. The dragon's cleared.
See the inn on the other side. Jump through the roof and keep going.
I mean, you haven't even told me your name yet. Alright, hold on. Wait. This is where I wanted to change buttons, but it looks like they're okay mapped for now. I do recommend mapping buttons because it's totally worth it. I'll show you what I mean as soon as it's available. Well, how? I think I'm gonna go this way here. Let's go this way.
You need to get over here! Now! Atta boy, you're doing great. Toro!
Run, kid.
God! Everyone get back! Still alive, prisoner? Keep close to me if you want to stay that way. Gunnar, take care of the boy. I have to find General Tullius and join the defense.
God's guide you, Hadlar.
Like, just phenomenal. All the characters are animated. The backgrounds are animated. Yeah, it's really, really
Stay close
excellent.
to the wall.
Decision making. It does have long-term effects. Also, a lot of characters in the game will naturally pass away. Like, they'll be attacked and eaten by animals, or random mages will wander into a city and start hurling fireballs at all the local civilians. What in the heck was that? We'll explain a bit more about what that was a little bit later on. For right now, though, we just gotta kind of stick by this guy. Now, up here, we gotta make a bit of a choice, so...
Soldier, we're leaving.
It's you and me, prisoner. Stay close.
Alright, but we're gonna keep on this guy for a little bit. Try to keep an eye out for the dude with the white arrow over his head, because once you're locked in a quest, you really don't want to... You can't fight with it, so I have to watch out for this guy. I mean, yeah, if you want to. Get out of the way, get out of the way, you're gonna get me eaten. Oh, that was close. Alright, so, up here...
Damn traitor! Out of my way!
We're escaping, Hadlar. You're not stopping us this time.
Boy, I hope that dragon takes you all to Sovereign Guard.
You, come on. Into the keep.
That sucked. Now, here you got a bit of a choice. You can go with the Imperial dude, or you can go with the Stormcloak dude. I'm actually going to go with the Stormcloaks this time. I just watched the Imperials murder a bunch of these people, so
This way.
I'm going to go with the fact that these guys are probably more gentle-hearted.
Through here. Let's go.
I may be mistaken. This guy's like for reals. Okay, so let's get out of here. There we go. So entering the first door on the right will take you with the Stormcloaks. Now, like I said, these kind of decisions will stick with you for a little bit. Some of them don't matter too much. Other ones are pretty critical. So take your time when making decisions, although sometimes you don't have much time. Looting is something you'll have to get familiar with. Checking everybody for all this stuff. Okay, so here
Looks
they're
like
going to
we're
free
the
me
only
up.
ones who made it. That thing was a dragon, no doubt. Just like the children's stories and the legends. The harbingers of the end times. We better get moving. Come here.
Doing a
Let me see
Skyrim
if I can
tutorial.
get those bindings off.
Yeah. What's up? Getting ready for bed?
Those vines aren't going to cut themselves.
Alright, so this guy you gotta walk right up
There
to
you
catch
go.
your
May
ropes
as well
there.
take Gunjar's gear. He won't be needing
I
it
checked his
anymore.
download. Yeah,
Grab
for sure.
Gunyar's gear. No shame in borrowing a friend's axe.
Alright, okay, so now we're free. We should be able to...
That armor on Gunyar
Oh,
isn't...
my Steam overlay is probably on... Oh, wait, hold on. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, we can do it from here, so what I'm going to do, I have to get out of there. If we push the left on the stick and then find the B, which is, I think, X. Okay, so right now, we're going to head down to... using the left and right, or R2 and L2, we can go over to System, head down to Controls, and here I like to map X to X. Ah, fuck. I forgot, I gotta push the circle first, so I believe I might have messed up. So at the start of all this, so once you're in the map, push the triangle. It's really messed up right now. So hitting the down key or left key should take you down to System, Controls. Alright, so let's hit the circle button first, and then we'll hit X for activate. Okay, now I can hit X for stuff. What? It's still doing it. Oh, it is mapped to Steam. Dang it. Okay, so that's one of the first things you definitely want to take care of. So the best way to do that, of course, is to get into the start button somehow.
Go ahead,
so
take it.
I will, if I can get out of here. X, O, circle. Yeah, I don't like the Steam map for the keys. It's really, really frustrating.
Take his armor and anything
else. Okay, but I can hit
it.
escape. I should be able to hit escape. Nope, complete button override. Shit.
Gunyar isn't coming back
that sucks.
from the
Yeah,
dead.
I don't like Steam
Take
mapping
his
for
armor
this
and
controller.
anything else on him.
So, the only way to fix this is to... Oh man, this is risky, because I have to. We're going to explore all this stuff in a minute. I just wanted to... No, I need to get to the quick menu.
Grab Gunyar's gear. No shame in borrowing a friend's axe. Grab
Oh, that
Gunyar's
blows.
gear.
Okay.
No
Anyways, so what we're going to have to do is this. Hang tight. A little bit of technical difficulties there. One of the things to make sure, Steam settings down here in our controller setup, we're gonna disconnect the PS4. So what I want to do is go to controller name is PS4, and we want to turn that off. Not enabled. There we go. Okay, guide button focuses on Steam. Okay, yeah, we'll take that still. Alright, so the settings here, we're going down to controller, and PlayStation controller support not enabled. It's super annoying, but it works best without it. So here again, firing it up one more time. Hitting the play button here, okay. Once we're in the main game mode, we should get a much better cooperation now. I will know in the first 2 seconds, because I should be able to use the X button, just like, there we go. Okay, so without Steam controller enabled, try that out. I'm telling you, the PS4 controller is the way to play the game. I'm hoping this was our last save, in fact, because it should start us right there. I hope everybody saw what I did. I had to disconnect the controller, so I lost the mic for a sec. I just hit the escape button on the keyboard, went down to the quick save there. Yep, there we go, right back where we were. Now, this is kind of nifty. So if we hit the middle button on the big touch screen on the PS4 controller, hitting R2 to bring us over to System, and then down to Controls, right on the D-pad. I usually use X for activate square for sheath, so pushing X and then X again for activate, X and then square for sheath. Character menu, I usually use the circle, so X and then circle, and toggle point of view. Now, I've got a little bit of an issue. My left toggle is not working as nicely, so I'm going to keep my POV, which is my point of view, on the left stick, because it doesn't work as well. And zoom in and out, first person, third person, not near as important as being able to sneak. So here I'm going to hit the X key again, toggle that to my right stick. The weight, I toggle that to the start button, and the journal, just keep it the middle big touchscreen button, okay? And that's usually my basic setup. Keep the bumpers, sprint left bumper and sneak, shout right bumper. Talk about those in a little bit and tell you what the whole thing there is, but you can map it any way you like. Obviously, this is just my personal setup that works the best for me. I usually, if I have the opportunity, quick save recently, quick save again. It just doesn't hurt. There's a lot of stuff that you obviously don't want to have to play through all over again. Okay, so he wants me to loot this dude before we can move on here, so I'm just going to grab all his junk for right now. You will have a trail of naked dead bodies laying everywhere. That's pretty normalized in this game. You know what the funny part is, though? There's a lot of characters that do not want you to do it, so you're actually going to make some people pretty squeamish at various different points in the game. So be aware that they kind of make you feel bad for it. Now, if I hit my circle button here for me, going into my items, my weapons here, I want to equip that to either my right or my left hand by hitting the right or left trigger. Going back, left on the D-pad, then down to apparel right again. We're going to change our foot wraps out for these nice fur boots. If you look down on the bottom right-hand side, you're going to see an armor rating. These ones are +6. Keep an eye on the weight, very important factor. We can only carry so much weight. As an orc here, I can obviously carry a lot more than most people. We're going to replace this really shitty tunic for a nice Stormcloak Cuirass. So we're going to join the Stormcloaks for now. Hitting the square here, for me anyways, will chuck out these junky stuff. One of my bad habits when I first started playing was literally running around and grabbing everything I could see. Cups and brooms and lanterns and all that junk. So don't waste your time with all that.
It's the Imperials.
Oh shit, Imperials are coming. Now, like I said, we can sneak around here. You can't attack very well from the sneaking position, so usually use it to stay out of sight, but make sure you stand up before combat. I don't recommend combat in the third person because it gets really difficult to see. Now, hitting the trigger and moving the thumbstick will have different combinations. Some people are able to defend. Your power attacks can't be blocked, but you are going to run out of stamina pretty quickly. There we go. Also, constantly replace armor. So I'm going to hunt this chick down here. She's got a nice key for me. Imperial armor, as we can see down bottom right, +5. Okay, we'll take that. The helmet, boots for sure, bracers. We'll grab the sword too. Daggers, maybe we're going to practice later with some smithing, so we can carry that around. We're really not carrying all that much right now. Let's grab this dude's shit. Now, sometimes you're going to see armor and stuff. Right at this stage in the game, it's very difficult to make money, and you don't find much lying around, so I will recommend, if something's valued over 100 gold, just take it. This stuff here, we could rework it, but it's not really worth the weight carrying all this junk around, and if we are going to take stuff, only take the most expensive, and then the other stuff we'll check out. Swords and daggers, because I'm going to be a smith, I'm going to practice on those. Although I should grab a bit of armor for practice too, so let's grab the boots and stuff. For right now, we're just going to loot everybody. You can do some weird stuff, so if you're into the kind of weird stuff in the game, there's all kinds of weird physics that you can do with dead bodies and stuff. Characters will get upset, so you can't just mess with everything and expect everything to be hunky-dory. I had the keys. We're going to let him through. My nice orc guy here, when you have your weapon out, you can't do the camera spin around your guy, but if you put the weapon away, you can do a nice camera spin and check out your character. They've really kept the seams tight. The textures are really solid. All kinds of funky glitches all over the place. They're hilarious. I absolutely love them. It's one of my favorite parts of the game. Like I said, because I'm a warrior here, I might as well equip a weapon in my other hand. And let's go with one of these Imperial swords. We're going to go an axe and a sword. The different weapons have different effects, right? Swords being quick to swing, axes having heavy armor and stuff like that. So your hammers, of course, being most effective on heavy armor.
Grab everything important and let's move.
Oh, we got
Dragons burning
some
everything to the
intruders.
ground.
Wait, hold on. I thought I picked up all kinds of good stuff. So anytime you see the plus, you might as well bump it up, especially if you've got a character who handles lots of weight. Oh yeah, we're gonna look pretty fucking badass now. Okay, good stuff. So yeah, everything else in the negatives. Let's go rock and roll here.
Some more potion. Imperial, the prisoners are escaping.
Oh, I fucking smoked that guy. Alright, so again, any armor is worth a lot of money. This is just a little too much junk to be carrying around, although it is going to help us level up very, very quickly when it comes to our smithing skills. You sometimes can just ignore characters. I usually suggest when you're indoors, you notice here how the camera tends to fade into the background. It makes it difficult to kind of see around your character. So I do recommend whenever indoors, stick with that first person view. I'm going to switch my left thumbstick speed. Alright, here we go. So, grabbing the potions. Depending on what your style of play is, you can pick up ingredients for all kinds of stuff. You can make your own beers, you can sow your own grains, raise chickens if you really, really wanted to. I did a fair amount of hunting back in the day. Of course, my one main favorite thing to do is always smithing. I don't know why, but I always end up coming back to it. When you ever see the little white arrows, head for that position because it's part of the mission and you really can't proceed forward or at least get all your achievements unless you grab all those little white arrows locations. And sometimes it can glitch out on you, like if you forget and leave a location, you might actually have problems getting back to it. Alright, let's follow this dude out of here.
Done?
Rayloff, let's roll, bro. Let us rip. We are ripping. It's fun to kind of switch back and forth between your views because you get a lot more of the effect when you can see around your character. Oh shit! All right, we got some posse happening. Get away from my peeps.
You need to do better than that.
My peeps. He's toast. Check these guys. Here we go. 75 armor. That's kind of cheap. Yeah, I don't really want to be carrying around this nice steel dagger. We'll hold on to that.
No, I haven't seen him since the dragon showed up.
Oh, I saved her. I think this is the first time I've saved her.
Wait a second. Looks like there's something in this cage. Locked. See if you can get it open with some picks.
Okay, now.
Might need that gold once we get out.
Lockpicking, absolutely essential skill. There's a lot of stuff in this game you can't get without lockpicking, so I do suggest practice. Dragon Reborn quest, excellent quest, lots of fun. You can play the whole way through that. I don't think it counts against your achievements. I did play through the whole thing and I don't remember it giving me a hard time at that stage, so consider it an add-on. DLC pack if you like. Now, using these guys, you left stick to rotate the lockpick and then right click to rotate the lock, and I'll show you how that works. So basically, I'm going to use my left thumbstick to decide where to start the lockpick. Now, when I jiggle the right stick, if I see it jiggling like that, I can't open it there, and if I do it too many times, it's going to break. Bringing it back. Nope, still locked up tight. Now try not to go too hard in your first couple picks. Now when we see it start to turn, we'll go slowly until we find that center point. Okay, so now it does take a lot of practice. I was a master thief on many occasions. Now this guy, a little bit of gold, a couple magic potions. These things, keep your eyes out for magic stuff. Any magic stuff always sells for nice high value, and you're gonna need that coin when you first start the game. And whatever that was, it's always good to keep a couple spells in your repertoire. I don't really plan to use these all that much, but they can be pretty handy. Now, he's got a restoration spell, which is honestly absolutely essential in most situations, so make sure you can at least heal yourself when you need to. Powers, he's got his Berserker Rage. Never got to try this. We're going to try that out soon. As far as where you can find spells, you can buy them with various different mages. They're all going to be inside of books, so once you get books, come on into your items list here. I'm just using the right on my D-pad. Into my books list here, and anytime we see a spell, it's going to be labeled Spell Tome. So here's my Sparks. I found that laying on the floor. Read books. Books contain valuable skills and skill points, so you actually want to try and pick up a book. Just opening the book 90% of the time is going to give you the skill set needed. There are little quests locked in the back pages of some books, but very, very rare, and the titles are pretty obvious when that's the case. So I made it a good habit of reading every book that I could find. At least pick it up and take a look at it, because like I said, you're going to miss out on a lot of skill sets if you don't. Scanning around for items, those two are going to wait right there until I finally show up, so don't panic about the game moving on with you at certain points, because they will wait. Although there are places in the game where if you don't keep up with the character, you'll have to meet them at the next destination, right? So do expect that there'll be some strange parts, and honestly, they don't always keep on track like they're supposed to. There's been plenty of times. So again, I'll just pick up the book, pressing B to put it back down, just to leaf through and make sure there's no valuable skill sets hidden inside. It's a quick way to get points and level up. Here we got a nice big shield. I'm actually going to take that, and a mace. I'm going to decide which of these is more appealing as far as my swing goes. Right now I got this war axe, which I think is a pretty familiar weapon for the orc here, but you know, at the same time, like I said, I would like to try some new stuff. So I think let's equip our shield. Notice the shield is actually an apparel, so it's actually part of your armor there. I'm gonna left trigger on that one in hopes of putting it on there, and I still got my iron war axe in the right, but I think I'm gonna switch to the iron mace. There is a bit of damage difference right between the two. Just a little bit slower on the swing is the definite problem, but we're gonna use our strength skills to the max, so eventually maxing out our stamina so that we're not getting winded on these kind of things. Hitting the middle, big one, hitting that quick save, because honestly there's a lot of tiny walkthrough stuff that you're not going to want to repeat, so just remember to save on a very frequent basis, and it'll take you right back to your quick save point. When you forget, you're going to remember eventually, because you'll be dead and you'll have to start way further back than you wanted to. Notice here I'm just kind of tapping on it as I go around till I find that loose spot, going a little bit further, and bam, I nailed it. So I'm pretty much a master of lockpicking already. I just happen to really love the lockpicking system on this. Now, I'm not going to carry around a shit ton of bone meal. It really doesn't make any sense. So let's grab this. You can make good stuff with this, but I'm not going to do any alchemy this time. So if you want to see some alchemy, I'll have to make some other videos on that. You guys can drop some notes in the comments for me on any of the aspects of Skyrim that you wanted to practice. Like I said, I've been through just about every skill set. If you were to take a look at my Steam page, I've achieved, I think it was 86% of achievements and logged over 800 hours. Sadly, I have not admitted that before, but yes, unfortunately, almost 1,000 hours into the game, so I've learned quite a few handy tips and techniques as far as exploration. I always love to listen to their little stories, so that's the big thing. Pay attention to them. They were built for you. They were brought into creation so we can enjoy our time together. So give your characters some extra love and attention, and I promise you a lot of them are going to pay off to something really important. Save for a few which you think will be important and actually turn out to be a complete waste of time. So don't panic on that. I'm sure all that's coming up. Rayloff, lead us down, buddy. Is that chick still with us? Oh, shit, she's running ahead. She's trying to get herself killed. Got you, lady. Don't let her fight alone. So with the shield, you're able to block. Rayloff, watch yourself. Watch your own guys, because they will get killed by you. And they'll actually get pissed off. So if you hit your own guys one too many times, they will take a hit for you. There we go. Alright. Archers. I don't know. I'm not going to bother with archery this time. Oh, okay. So, I got no way to light this. That, where he's standing in right there, is a pool of gas. So, if I did, in fact, have a power that would light that up, which I don't think I do, because destruction ain't going to do it. Maybe I'll get lucky and I got a scroll or something. No scrolls. Okay, so I don't think I'll be able to light that using sparks. We can try. So I'll go to my destruction magic. I'm going to put it in my... Oh, shit, I picked up flames. Okay, I forgot I picked up that book already. So here, boom! And now he's going to light up like that. That's really, really awesome. Watch out for environmental kills. They got lots of those in this game, and sometimes they can play a crucial role in your survival. So do be aware. Environmental kills, very, very handy in this game. Now, most of the characters I've picked up until now were neutral or weak characters, in so much that their stamina, strength, all that kind of stuff is out of scale with every other character in the game. This will be the first time I've actually gone into the game with a fighting chance, as it were. I'm still recovering stamina here, so notice we're going to start pumping a lot into stamina. First, I missed him completely. Freaking jerk, die. Later on in the game, once we get really good at fighting, we'll get pretty cool kills as far as fancy moves that we can do with our character. I really enjoyed the combat system in this game. I'm really not sure why everybody was complaining about it so much. Swords, let's keep collecting them, because like I said, we're going to do some smithing. We're going to see some real valuable smithing skills develop very, very quickly. Just using these little trinkets as weapons and armor for me to practice on, and later on we'll be able to do some really cool stuff. Did she die?
Let's see where this goes.
Did she die or abandon us? I don't know. I think she's dead. Is that her? Dang it, lady. Oh, wow. You know what? I'll bet you it's because I'm wearing the heavy armor. Running out of steam really quick. Put your weapons away when running around. You'll run faster. She did die. Oh, totally useless. Thought you were going to help, but you didn't. Now I'm going to be polite. I'm not going to take any of her stuff there because her buddy's right there. Just running back quick to check some of these dudes, see if there's anything handy or stuff we can practice on. We'll keep these Imperial swords, because if we can clean them up nice once we got some smithing skills, we'll be able to turn those over for a tiny little profit when we start. One of the biggest problems in the game is lack of storage, and you're going to have that problem up until you buy your first house. Everybody buys a Whiterun house first because it's the cheapest. Lots of fantastic houses hidden all over the game. I've had some pretty cool places myself. There are a couple where you can actually design and build your own home. Not like with full detail, there's no placement of furniture and stuff like that, but you do get to pick some of the outfitting and whether or not you're going to have rooms or like bedrooms or rooms for alchemy and that kind of fancy stuff. So
We better push on. The rest of them will have to find another way out.
oh, that's what he's talking about. Little stuff happens in the background. It's quite easy to miss most of the time. Usually when I'm following a character, if I notice that they'll stop for a second or two, that tells me it's okay to break off and go exploring sometimes. Like, every once in a while you're going to find some stuff just kind of lodged in behind a waterfall, right, buried under some little piece of rock or rubble. Over here, he's trying to tempt me down this hallway, but if I split off for just 2 seconds, little ways up this little stretch right here, it looks like it might be a little bit easier to go up this way, so let's go that way. Notice we got a dead body over here. This is George. George, how you doing, big guy? We're going to take your gold because you're not going to need it where you're going. Alright, so we're going to take all of his gold. Oh, look at, interesting, we found some stairs. Now, we don't have to stick with Mr. Rayloff, but what we will find is a lot of the times these will lead to nothing. So there's nothing actually here. Looking up, you can see a ledge where you think you could get something, but if you turn around, you'll see this was an area you could have accidentally fallen into that they give you another option to get out of. So we're just going to head on back. Cruising on back up through these little areas here. I'll forge my way back to Rayloff. Rayloff, let's get rolling, buddy. Come on, let's hit it. More skeletons. Obviously, people thought this was a great place for a nap, and turns out it's a really bad idea. This doesn't go anywhere? You're going to tell me that?
This way.
Oh, that doesn't go anywhere. Nope, that definitely doesn't go anywhere, Rayloff. Thanks for stating the obvious, buddy. Now, I should have grabbed the bow. So to be fair, the only distance attack when you first start out really is the bow. Handy skill to have. It definitely comes in handy in a lot of spots, especially if you're like playing through the Thieves Guild quests. It's very, very handy skill to have. So we're just gonna have to get right up and dirty. We got, oh, spiders. These guys are terrifying, so we're just gonna swing at them until they die. They did a great job with these things. Oh, jeez. He's toast. You can get lots of frostbite venom. Venom you can use on your weapons. Will actually do more damage. Of course, you're not going to damage characters that it came from, so frostbite spiders obviously not affected by frostbite. Again, if I was doing some sort of alchemy, I'd probably want to pick all this shit up, but I'm not going to bother. We'll grab all this frostbite stuff just because I never really poison my stuff, so it should be fun. If I was to hunt around in here, I would assume wherever I see beams of light that there's usually something more tempting. It's difficult for your different types of characters to get up to these kind of heights though, so let me see. The orc, Just a little bit nimble. And it didn't pay off. So this time I got gypped. Nothing up here but a little bit of grandeur. Moving on out. Let's head back. Now, notice my stamina draining very, very quickly. That is actually because of all this heavy armor. So, I am well armored and I am well protected. No, probably noted before, I didn't take much damage in those fights. But you will drain yourself very, very quickly.
There, just ahead. See her?
I do.
I'd rather not tangle with her right now.
It's probably not a good
Try
idea.
to sneak by.
Let's sneak by
Take
the
it
barrier.
nice and slow. And watch where you step. Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow.
Oh, snap.
Might take her by surprise.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
he gave me a
I'll
bow.
follow your lead and watch your back.
Fuck it. Let's do this. Now, crouching, great position, because once you're in stealth mode, your weapons actually do a lot more damage. Let's see if I've got the gusto. Now, you want to be in first person when shooting. It's not a good idea to try that for third person. I've seen people pretty good at it, but for the most part, obviously the crosshairs can be the way to go. Let's see if we get lucky.
Sneaking is overrated, eh?
Oh, you stupid idiot. Walked right into it. I'm gonna let him get a hit for a minute. Alright, so it turns out the orc, not a bad hunter. That went a lot better than expected. I always clean these guys out. We can sell the furs and claws and stuff later. Anything you can pick up and sell is usually a good idea. Now, since he's eaten a bunch of people, we should probably scope it out. Okay. I fancy myself quite the looter, so I do tend to check all little cracks and crevices and stuff. I love side quests, so when I find an item that's attached to a little mini side quest, I usually dive right in and turn it into one of my main quests. It's a lot of fun. In Skyrim, they've hidden all kinds of little gems. There's literally little tiny quests everywhere that lead you in all different
Looks like
directions.
the way out. I knew we'd make it.
A lot of them have their own really fancy cutscenes too, so they've put a lot of effort into this game. I'm really, really impressed. Alright, back out into Skyrim. So we've launched our official adventure. We're off to the first round of gameplay. I think what I'll do is we will go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit further and see where we end up. Now, here again, we got the option to play in survival mode. I don't like it. You die way too quick. So you can enable survival mode at any time for the gameplay settings in the menu. I'm going to say enable survival mode. No. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. Oh, snap. There he is. I've never seen him fly away before. I always hear him, but I never... I'm going to head over some
There he goes.
creepy crags.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. No way to know if anyone else made it out alive. But this place is going to be swarming with Imperials soon enough. We better clear out of here. My sister, Gerda, runs the mill in Riverwood, just up the road. I'm sure she'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
Now, just because he says that doesn't mean he really wants us to leave. He's just trying to play coy. You want to hang around, don't you, buddy? We're going to be good buddies, you and me, Mr. Rayloff. We're going in together. Now,
You
this
know,
time...
You should go to Windhelm and join the fight to free Skyrim. You've seen the true face of the Empire here today. If anyone will know what the coming of the dragon means, it's Ulfric.
Okay, so notice just by letting him talk, following him around for a little bit, he's going to unleash some details about further quests and options that I have inside of the game. I played through with the Imperials previously, so I think I might actually join the Stormcloaks this time. It's been a while since I did any sort of warrior's role, so I think that might be really, really interesting. I'm going to really beef up this guy's one- and two-handed sword skills.
Falls Barrow.
Oh, yeah.
Never understood how my sister could stand living in the shadow of that place.
The backgrounds are
I guess you get
absolutely
used to
stunning in this game. Only second to Red Dead as far as I'm concerned. I have spent hours just walking around Skyrim, just looking at all the different scenery that they've put together. It's such a beautiful world. It's all seamed together, so there's no loading times in between this side and that side. You can literally walk from one end to the other. Big, beautiful open world. They've kept the loading times down by only switching when you go into houses, which is really,
These
really
are
nice.
the Guardian Stones. 3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim's landscape. Go ahead. See for yourself.
Now these are really handy, so they will provide you different types of skills. So this one here, the Thief Stone, if we take a look, those under the Thief will learn stealth skills 20% faster. I'm going to say no thank you. Those under the Mage Stone are going to receive Mage skills 20% faster. No thank you. And the Warrior Stone. So those under the Warrior Stone, obviously, combat skills 20% faster. And this is going to be a huge bonus for us. Like I said, tiny animations everywhere. Lots of fun just about everywhere you look inside of Skyrim. Beautifully thought out game. One of my favorites of all time. A lot of people have been asking this question on Reddit. If you want to zoom out, you're going to hold down your zoom button and hold back on the right thumbstick. It's a little tricky with my thumbstick. It's not the greatest condition, but that's how you can kind of zoom in and zoom out. So hold down the toggle view button and then just pull back on your thumbstick or scroll back on your wheel. So you do have the option without the thumbstick to be able to zoom out. So hopefully those of you that were asking will have figured that out by now. I do like the full 360 scope of the character.
If we're ahead of the news from Helgen, we should be fine. As long as we don't do anything stupid.
I've tried to keep the game volume down to a minimum, only because the music really does set the stage. So the music is actually incorporated in some of the cinematics. So you won't be as thrilled by certain scenes without the music turned up as well. So try to balance your sound settings. It can get a little overwhelming, especially for people sitting in the background. Wolves, don't waste your time. If you can hit them with an arrow, you take them down. I don't know. See what I mean about shooting in third person? It's not nearly as effective. You're really relying on your, there you go, sense of where the arrows are going to go more so than where you're aiming. Sorry, Ravnar, something. We're going to take these wolf pelts too, because again, we can turn that into leather later on. I'm not going to mess with like mushrooms and flowers and stuff. Those of you that want to head down the apothecary route, I do have another character set up for the apothecary, so I would definitely be willing to showcase some of that character's talents and of course show you some of the methods that I use to help level up in certain areas.
I'm glad you decided to come with me. We're almost to Riverwood.
See what I mean? He's happy. He's happy I followed him. Now you don't have to. You could literally walk away now and never run into him again if you didn't feel like it. It's not the kind of game where they're going to force things down your throat. You really get to choose every single part of your path in the future. I could kill every single person in this town, but then I'd never be able to come back here and buy goods from them or, you know, get little side quests and stuff. So it is usually a good idea to take your time and decide who lives and who dies and why you would do these things in the first place. You know, a little bit of soul searching. Keep yourself on the straight and narrow. I try to live my characters the same way I'd live my life.
What? Come on. Gerda's probably working at her lumber.
Now, I could go into it with a ton of characters, but don't panic. These guys are always going to have little interactions in the background. Those two old couples are fighting over there. Lots of NPC interplay, so they'll actually just have little conversations of their own. Most of them are on loop for every time you enter the town. Occasionally there are ones that are quest interactive, so be careful.
Good to see you.
Notice again the little
But
white
is it
arrow.
safe for you to be here? We heard that Ulfric had been captured.
Gerda, I'm fine.
Don't worry about that. That is just the log roller up here. Again, another
you
activity
hurt?
you can just randomly
What's happened?
participate in, chopping
And
logs.
who's this? One of your comrades?
Not a comrade yet, but a friend. I owe him my life.
I should put on my Stormcloak stuff just to make these people feel a bit better. And I'm gonna go sell all this crap anyway, so. Gonna have like a, I mean we could, but I'm gonna go with some badass stuff. We're gonna keep the hood on because I just look badass
Guess
in a
there's
hoodie.
somewhere we can talk. There's no telling when the news from Helgen will reach the viewers.
Helgen? Has something happened?
There's somewhere we can talk. We don't have to hear that thing.
Odd, come here a minute. I need your help with something.
Now, sound is angular in the game, so do be careful of your approach angles to characters, because if you're facing away from them, you won't hear them.
Raylo, what are you doing here? Huh. I'll be right down.
Oh, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming. It's probably the woodchopper guy. Yeah, it's that dude. Stick around. Some of them could be a mouthful. You know, you really gotta sit there,
Uncle
listen to
Raylo,
their dribble.
Can
But
I see your axe? How many Imperials have you killed? Do you really know Ulfric Stormcloak?
Hush, Frodnar. This is no time for your games.
don't bother
Go
trying
and
to kill
watch the
Drellin.
South
You will
Tower.
just
Come
end up
find
getting a
us if you
whole
see
town
any
throwing
Imperial
ammo at you,
soldiers
so...
Aw, Mama. I want to stay and talk with Uncle Raylo.
There are points where you can get a dog as a pet. Hold out. It's not really the most entertaining thing in the world. They actually spend a lot of time, just like a real dog,
Don't worry,
right
Uncle Raylo.
under
I won't
your
let those
feet,
soldiers
making it
sneak up on
impossible
me.
to walk through caves and stuff. So,
Raylo, what's going on? You two look pretty well done in. I
find a
can't
nestled
remember
spot
when I
between
last
people.
slept.
First person seems to take care of
Well, the
the...
news you heard about Ulfric was true.
There's my talking
The
problem, so it's an
Imperials
angular.
ambushed us outside Darkwater Crossing. Like they knew exactly where we'd be. That was
Come over here for cinematic
2
experience.
days ago now. We stopped in Helgen this morning, and I thought it was all over. Had us lined up to the headsman's block and ready to start chopping.
The cowards.
They wouldn't dare give Ulfric a fair trial. Treason for fighting for your own people. All of Skyrim would have seen the truth then. But then, out of nowhere, a dragon attacked.
You don't mean a real, live...
I can hardly believe it myself. And I was there. As strange as it sounds,
Walking
we'd be dead if not for that dragon.
slow.
In the confusion, we managed to slip away. Are we really the first to make it to Riverwood?
Can't see me if I
Nobody
walk
else
really
has come
slow.
up the South Road today, as far as I know.
For the most part, you
Good.
don't weird characters out,
Maybe
but they
we
will get
can lay
upset
up for a
sometimes.
while. I hate to put your family in danger, Gerda, but
Nonsense. You and your friend are welcome to stay here as long as you need to. Let me worry about the Imperials. Any friend of Raylov's is a friend of mine. Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as you like. If there is anything else you need, just let me know.
Try to pay attention to the little things that flash up in that top left corner, because honestly, they're really important most of the time, and sometimes that's the only time they tell you. I luck out and have a pretty good memory when it comes to different quest items and quest directions, so, but there is some places we can go and check out that will give us a bit more information. Now, she's basically offering me stuff to help me out. I'm going to take this gold necklace because I can sell it for a lot. Lockpicks, going to need them. Health potions, we're going to take all those. And this ring, because honestly, you won't need it. You're already married. So we're going to leave all the food. It's not really necessary if you're not playing in survival mode. If you like pretending to cook, you go right ahead.
There is something you could do for me. For all of us here. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless.
Uh-oh.
We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Now, this is what I was talking about. So following
could
the
count
quest
on
through
me.
is going to lead to other and
I
bigger
ought to get back
quests.
to work before I missed, but did anyone else escape? Did Ulfric...
Now, I actually don't need to sit for the rest of this. They'll sit and chat for an hour if I let them. I'm going to do a little quick save here, and that way I've got this spot saved up in the game. I think we're going to call it there for today. It's been a pretty good run, and I've got a lot of stuff to go through, so we're going to call it after the first character creation and get into the first town. Again, this is the biggest hump in the game as far as waiting for playability. Now that it's open, we can do just about everything the game has available until we start leveling up our skill sets, and then we're going to have a lot fancier stuff. So again, hitting the O is going to bring us to this little menu selection here, heading up to our skill sets. We got lots of stuff to go through. Picking 3 or 4 max, I usually say, is about the best agenda you can have. Later on in the game, you have the option depending on which quests you've taken and how far you've gotten, to be able to actually swap out points from every certain things that you've done and put them somewhere else. So like you can undo all your points from one specialty and take them over to another if you like. But that's like way down in the gameplay. So I do suggest when you're starting out, pick 2 or 3 to start that you're going to focus on mainly. This guy here, I think I'm going to stick with my 1 2-handed and light or heavy armor. So my heavy armor skills, I've never focused on these ones in particular, so most of the time I'm doing things like enchanting or restoration, destruction, obviously very handy stuff. Last time I tried a bit of conjuration. You can do some pretty neat stuff. Sneak actually has some pretty interesting skills, right? So pressing the up arrow there, I got my stealth moves that make me extra sneaky, special sneaky attacks, and the ability to step on pressure plates without killing stuff. So check through, decide what your character is going to be, focus on those skill sets first, and there are some easy peasy ways to start leveling up in certain skill sets really, really fast. Like I said, after I got the quest, they're pretty much just going to go off about their regular lives. We'll run into certain characters random points throughout the game. It won't always be just like, you know, random people walking in and out of your life. A lot of the times you're going to reconnect with a lot of these characters down the line in much more important quests and details. Don't be afraid to lose people. It's going to happen throughout the course of the game. If a dragon sweeps through town and eats poor Rayloff, well, he's dead for the rest of the game. He's not going to come back. So there's no coming back from the dead for these folks if they die. So good news is the game's not going to loop them in by glitch either. I haven't seen that yet. Unfortunately, that means if you only partially completed a quest that did involve one of these people, you're boned. You can't really do anything. You're going to be stuck because that character no longer exists. So that quest is unplayable, yet will remain on your quest list unfinished, and that can get quite frustrating visually. My OCD always kicks in and starts kicking me in the face. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and quick save right there. We're going to head out of this one. And like I said, maybe I'll set one of these up again for next Friday. If we do get some interest here, people give me maybe some thumbs up in the comments, so I'll know that you guys are kind of enjoying these. I'm going to do them whether you like them or not, so it's totally up to you guys whether you want to hang out and do this. I'm just in the process of getting this channel evolved, so later on we'll be introducing Steam chats and stuff like that that people can participate in, as well as our Discord channel and stuff once we open it up to the public, and we'll do some prizes and giveaways and have some merch later on for you guys to check out. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned and be a bigger part of what we're trying to accomplish here. It's been a lot of fun, folks. We will call it a night, and we'll see y'all later. Arrivederci. Good show. I feel good about it. A lot of ground covered there.